By now, everyone's had at least one Zoom meeting, whether it be at your job over the summer or in one of your classes. We want to take a quick second to talk about senior design's expectations for setting up meetings, and then we'll go through a demo for the quickest way to do it. Our expectation is that all sponsor and release meetings are set up using Zoom. We ask this because we want them all recorded as well, which is something different from years past. As we grow, your PM and tribe lead may not be able to get to every meeting, nor will some of your stakeholders. Recording these videos will be helpful for them to keep up to date on your project's progress. Once the meetings are over, the owner will get the recording sent to them, and we would like you to upload those to your project box folder and then share that link in your meeting minutes. Now, while meetings happen every week, you will only need to set them up twice. You of course set up the first kickoff meeting, which is a one-off, and at that meeting you'll determine a time to set up your recurring sponsor meetings. Now, adjustments to these meetings will happen. There are times where your sponsor won't be able to meet at 2 o'clock on Friday, or they'll have to meet at 3. Those are easy to do, and we'll take those as they come with your project manager's help. So let's look through Zoom and figure out how to set these up. First thing we want you to do is go to unl.zoom.us. Make sure it's the unl.zoom. If you just go to zoom.us, your meeting will be limited to 40 minutes. If you use the UNL's version, you won't have such a limit. Now you can look through this and notice that there are many different ways to set up a meeting. You can host a meeting, which will set up a meeting immediately and allow some, if you have someone you want to jump on with real fast. You can come over here to the right and click login, which will bring you to the web-based application where you can set up one-off meetings, recurring meetings. You can send ICS files, which we really don't want you to do. We think the best way and the way we expect it to be done is through the app. So if you come down here and click download, and download the Zoom client for meetings. That will bring you up the app. Sign in with single sign-on using your UNL domain, and this will allow you to use your login, your UNL login, to open up Zoom. And here's the app. The app is very simple. There's really 4 things you can do. You can set up that new meeting, which is what that host a meeting button was on the web app. You can join a meeting if you know what the meeting ID is, or you can schedule one, and this is the one we're going to focus on today. So some pretty simple things to fill out. The topic of the meeting, this is the subject line, similar to an email. The time of the meeting, the date and time, how long it's going to be, and if it's a recurring meeting or not. In this case, we're going to act like we're opening a sponsor meeting, so we're going to have a recurring. The video portions are if you want to default both the host and participants to the video being on, I usually leave them off. And we allow them to use telephone or the computer audio to log in. Now here's your first decision. Do you want to send this through Outlook or Google Calendar, or do you have another calendar to use? I'm going to show you the way to use Outlook, but both of them are similar. If you've used Google Calendar before and more comfortable with that, that's fine. The biggest key is to make sure that you set it up as a recurring meeting. Now under advanced options, there's a few things we want you to check. We want you to mute participants, and we certainly want you to automatically record this meeting. As we talked about, we want you to store this in Box. And we want you to choose the local option. Once the host owner signs off, they will get the MP4 file directly sent to them, which you can then log into Box. You can also set up alternative hosts. If, for instance, your squad lead may not be there for a meeting, you may want someone else to be able to start the meeting. Okay, so now we got everything. We set it up as recurring. We said automatically record meeting. Now we'll click on schedule. As you can see, it brings up your Outlook calendar with your date and time already figured out. Now the key is to remember to go into recurrence and set it up as a recurring meeting. And you want to end it by November 20th. That is the last Friday of the semester. Okay? Put in your required addresses, hit send, and you're done. Now, we also mentioned that meetings will change. And that's okay, because you can then go back into your Outlook calendar or your Google Calendar if you use that option, and just edit that one occurrence to move. Now, the reason we said we want to do it this way and not send an ICS file, like most of us have used before, is this way we'll automatically then send an update to all of those required. If you use an ICS file, that doesn't always happen. So this is by far the best and easiest way with minimal interaction going forward. Now let's do this again. I'm not going to save this one. Let's schedule, but this time we're going to do a Google Calendar recurring meeting. Same options, automatically record locally, and hit schedule. Now it'll bring up my Google account. Again, make sure that we go in and we say we're going to recur this on weekly on Fridays, or custom, however you want to do it, and then add your guests in. Again, it'll set up the same calendar event with the Zoom meeting information, and then you'll be done for the semester, only having to make adjustments as needed. So that's as simple as setting up a Zoom meeting. If you have any questions, talk to your PM.